poor digestion leads to poor health. And juicing is a tool that you can use in loads of different ways. You can do it daily, weekly. We're going to talk about some juice cleanses that you can go on to support this digestion and kind of flush the system through, you know, with the intention of getting out all that bad stuff that Kate just referenced there and helping you feel better living and feel better eating. So it's something that we've been doing pretty long now, actually, and it's something that's a big part of our health pyramid. Kate's actually currently 62 hours into a juice fast in time for this show. I tapped out this morning. I was like, I've done enough. 52 hours was enough for me. But we're going to get into it. Not encouraging you to do that.
Yeah, and just to, I don't want to freak anyone out, but on doing it, 24 hours in, 48 hours in, 60 hours in, my body's still able to pass things. So I'm a healthy person, I eat healthy, and I'm still detoxing things. So if, this is what is happening to many people, and it kind of freaks me out, the fact that it could be happening to me. So I was really inspired. This is the longest juice fast I've ever been on. So that's what inspired this show. And to also give context of like why diets slow down our digestion. If you eat a diet that's heavy in like processed foods or artificial foods, inorganic foods, our body doesn't know what to do with it. Kind of like, that random junk drawer you have at home. Does anyone have that drawer where you just put things in it and you don't know, you're like, I don't know where else to put this, so I put it in this drawer? That's what our body does with those foods. It doesn't know where to put it or what to do with it. So it stores it in little crevices of our body, and then it's just looking for a reason to come out. And juicing supports that coming out and letting go of the inorganic materials from our body.
Wonderful. Well, that's the preface. That's the introduction. Let's get into make some juices. What we're going to make first, Catherine?
So, first is the spicy immune juice. So has anyone had a ginger shot before? Yes? Few nods.
Oh my God.
Ginger ale, ginger beer. Yeah.
Ginger beer.
Not ginger beer. Well, ginger beer can be alcoholic and non-alcoholic, but to me, ginger is one of those like really highly commercial health foods. You can find candies, you can find dried ginger, like it's really utilized. And that's because it's steeped in history. We've been utilizing ginger supposedly as a human race for 5,000 years, which is significant. Ginger used to be so popular that it used to be a condiment on the table. Like you have salt and pepper. People used to have just ginger there because it was so influential with healing the plague. I don't know if you want to talk about that other weird ginger
Definitely.
fact.
If you have a horse that you're looking to make prance energetically, what they used to do is take ginger and put it in the horse's bottom, because then the horse would be like,
This is spicy and prance around energetically.
that's real. That's
I
real.
found
They
it
used
on
to
the
do that.
internet. I was like,
When
what?
they're trying to force horses into prancing, it makes sense. I mean, I'm not putting that in there today, but we know it. Exactly, yeah. But how do we know? So how do we know? But that is what they use ginger for. And now you know that, so you can all sleep better tonight.
In general, ginger is really helpful with digestion, and it's good for nausea and inflammation in the body. Ginger has many health benefits, just like a lot of the foods that we're going to be talking here. It's a powerful antioxidant, and it's most known as a cold remedy. So if you have a cold and you drink ginger tea or a ginger syrup, really good for you.
And going straight to the source, just a ginger shot is real good. So we're just going to be juicing it. This is just a Green Star juice, but there's many variants available, obviously.
Yeah, so
it's like a stick, right? A finger per person. Roughly.
It's about an inch per person. A little bit goes a long way with ginger.
And an extra inch never hurts anybody, does it?
So this is a Green Star. It's like a top-notch juicer that we, this is like a $600 juicer, but we went on Facebook Marketplace, got it for $150. So if you go on Facebook Marketplace and you look up Green Star juicers or Omega juicers, you'll be surprised. A lot of people give up on juicing because it sounds really great and it's really healthy, but the routine of doing it can stress a lot of people out. Okay, it's just the audio. Oh, that smells so
It
good.
does smell
I wish
really
you guys
good.
could smell it.
I think they can.
They can.
Well, it will eventually waft
yeah.
that way. We get a fan.
But just trust that if you really enjoy this juicing experience here with us today, if you go on Facebook Marketplace, you'll probably find a juicer.
Oh
at a
yeah,
great
for
price.
sure, for a great price.
Is that all you're going to do for now?
For now, we'll see how it tastes. We can always add more.
Okay. Next, we're going to be doing an orange. Does anyone know what vitamin oranges are very abundant in?
Yeah, very good. Lovely job.
Yeah, an orange, if you eat an orange, it supposedly has over 100% of your daily vitamin C intake. And because oranges are really strong, if you're, depending on how you're doing your juice recipe, who you're customizing it for, we're going to do half an orange per person, if that's what the recipe says. And we love fresh made orange juice because the ones from the stores, if you buy it organic and you know the business, that's great. But we've heard stories about how they can keep orange juice in vats for like over a year, churning with heat to keep it from collecting germs, and that ultimately destroys most of the health benefits that we associate with oranges, which is that high vitamin C immune boosting vitamins. So,
Good question. What do you think came first? Orange or the colour orange?
Guessing orange.
One orange? Yeah, it was orange. I thought that would be a straightforward one as well, but it is orange. Tell us the history, Catherine.
So, well, the orange, it didn't give me an extensive history, orange history.
Making up words now.
It just said that the orange fruit came first and it was originally in China, and that the orange that existed inspired it to call it an orange. So the actual color that we use as orange came later after the fruit. You can actually reuse orange peels for cleaning. So if you're like done with this and you've got a greasy stovetop, you can use this to butter out. Or if you wait, one more time?
The acid from
The acid, yeah, it helps, and it's a great smell too. And if you put them in a bottle with white vinegar, it will preserve the orange, and it will also make an orange smelling cleaner for the house, which is really nice because orange peels actually, because me and Joshua have been composting for years now, orange peels and lemon peels don't compost really the best. So if you can find other uses for them, like cleaning, you might as well just use it.
Yeah. Next up, what we got? Pineapple.
Yes. We love pineapple. Does anyone else love pineapple?
Oh yeah, great job.
It's actually rising to the top of people's favorite fruits.
Is it really?
Yes, as like comparatively to like apples and stuff like that. So the reason we really love pineapple is it's unique in that it contains an enzyme called bromelain, and bromelain is known to support digestion and actually helps with wound repair. So if you have, like, if you twist something, break something, burns, whatever, if you consume pineapple juice regularly, it will support your healing process, which is really cool.
Yeah.
As we said, so it supports digestion, and as we said, happy digestion equals a happy body, happy cells, and that's why pineapple is great in this. And
Some history on pineapples.
we love to have some history facts. So Christopher Columbus is accredited for lots of things in history, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I feel like he gets so much hype for lots of things, but he supposedly brought the pineapple over to the greats of England, and they absolutely loved the pineapple. And so it became a wealthy fruit that actually cost $8,000 equivalent to today's money.
Yeah.
One pineapple. So
We're taking my hat around afterwards, and we're gonna
I'll take it for collection.
we're gonna have to take a collection.
now, thankfully, we can find pineapples for like 89 cents to $1.30 a
Yeah.
pound. We all enjoy it, and that's such a blessing. Okay,
So I'm
so
gonna just.
did you do some lemons too? Then?
Oh no! Talk about lemons, and I'll juice it all at once. And the last thing for this is lemons. Why are we adding lemons?
Another immune boosting fruit. This is the immune juice. So every single one of these will help boost the immune system, which we all need right now. Lemons are great for removing toxins from your digestive system. Like, does anyone drink lemon water? Yeah, it's really good
Right.
for the healing the liver and detoxing. They say it's good for weight loss. And surprisingly, lemons are the only fruit that are anionic, which you said means they have a negative ion. So what would that do to the body?
So when you eat lemons, it will attract free radicals, which are H plus molecules, which lead to oxidation. So there's other things that can do this, but fruit-wise, this is one of the best for it. So they suck that ion, the H particle closer, and then you can flush it out your system so it doesn't oxidize your body. So oxidation leads to pretty much all health issues, aging especially, lots of different problems, and lemons suck that in and take it out of the body. Super cool. And it smells great. Same thing for the cleaning as well, isn't it, with the lemon?
Yeah, so the lemon peels, like, they are a degreaser, they're antibacterial, good for using as a household natural cleaner. And
Look at this a rip.
yeah, and the last thing about lemons is that they're actually a hybrid between a citron and a sour orange. So
There you go.
Horticulturist's relationship with God, we've created this really special fruit that benefits our health.
Oh, that's reverse.
You might as well just put that last nugget. This is a masticating juicer, so it works like the human body. Like, we chew, and then we poop things out. You gotta really chew things to get a good digestion. And it's just, when you use a centrifugal juicer, it actually cooks it, and because it's going so fast. So masticating juicers is like a cold press, closest to the cold press, because it's just chewing it, turning it and chewing it, and then pushing it out the other
So
side.
that's not healthy to eat.
What? You can reuse these. A lot of people reuse them to make other recipes. Sometimes we feed it back through,
You get more juice.
and you get more juice out because it's not a perfect system. Like, sometimes reports it does too, but yeah, if, like, say for instance we do a bunch of apples, then we could save it to make like an apple bread, and it doesn't taste as strong. Like, you can taste it. It's like, oh, it's missing
The liquid.
the liquid, the sugars. Like, this, the extraction process is really significant.
Well, do you want to try that then?
Let's
That's
just-
probably enough for everybody to have at least a
Let's
shot.
try it. Please.
Do you want to put that cup underneath? Put a different cup underneath.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So if you use like a Ninja blender,
Yeah.
would that make a difference? Because
You could use a blender, and if you have a cheesecloth, you could just squeeze it out, and that would make a similar effect.
Oh.
Yep, you guys are only going to need a little bit of that. Holy moly.
Or ginger.
Maybe more pineapple, honey. You get a little bit more pineapple? We don't want to. Well, this is why it's spicy.
That's some real sauce, that.
Maybe just a little bit more pineapple. I couldn't even taste the orange, but I guess it does have a hint of orange in it.
That'll clear you out, I tell you.
You guys are going to
You've
feel
got a cold.
really good right now. I'm telling you. That's beautiful.
Why was that? We just put too much ginger in.
It's never too much ginger.
Never too much ginger.
It's a good spice. It's not like a cayenne. Oh, and if you're really feeling like brave and courageous, even though I don't even think it's that scary, you could sprinkle some cayenne powder on the top of it. And cayenne is actually a heal-all for lots of things. It's high in calcium. It's good for your blood flow. It makes you feel awake. Clears your sinuses. It's good for digestion. So, see, now it's getting like black gloves.
and it'll suppress your appetite.
Is that better? Less tangy?
It's still hot.
So, is anyone wondering, like, why do juice cleanses and not just water cleanse? No? Okay.
That'd be a very niche thing for somebody to be wondering
And
about.
everything is flowing through your body that are helpful for you
Mm-hmm.
instead of just water.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's-
Because I've gone on just water fasts and really struggled. I'm like,
It's a lot harder for women to do water fasts as well.
because our
Body composition
see, look,
is
it's
so
just
different.
sliding. It's got so much. We need to put a paper towel on it.
That must not be flat. Right, well, I'll start handing these out.
We try to, clean water as much as we can, and we can get distilled water
Sure.
from the store, but ultimately, like, the nutrients that we get from this
Fine.
is way more is
You go.
is way more nourishing than just drinking water. There are water fasts out there, but the only reason I've made it so long on this juice fast is because I was intaking juices regularly and teas regularly that were nourishing my body to the extent where I was like, I feel satiated. And it's just fascinating that, because I've never experienced this before, that how can your body feel so good with just liquids, but it's just good information to share.
Spicy.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Green Dreams juice. I named it Green Dreams because it rhymes, obviously. And because, I don't know, something weird happened. I researched so I was like, oh, I wonder who else is called something Green Dreams before. What is Green Dreams? It just came to my mind. And I came upon some some concerning information while I was researching Green Dreams. And Joshua summarizes my research for me better than I can.
So yeah, what Kate found was that Green Dream was originally a sleeping medication that they made for people, and it's a barbiturate, and they realised that if you take too much of it, it will actually kill you. So people started to using it for euthanasia.
It
Which
still
we were like,
uses
whoa.
in euthanasia. It's
Yeah.
very Green Dreams, and
We-
they call it Green Dreams.
Yeah, so we thought that was like an interesting parallel that people, didn't feel that they had a way back to health and were seeking euthanasia, had something called Green Dream. And
On human beings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
humans themselves who were experiencing chronic diseases were seeking this Green Dreams euthanasia drug.
yeah, and they still do that now. It gets imported all around the world. It's obviously illegal and you get fined a lot if you're caught with it. But we thought it was an interesting parallel because during our studies of juicing over the last 3-4 years and anecdotal stories of people that we've worked with, juicing and longer juice protocols, not just like a daily juice, but like a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day protocols of just juicing has had the ability to reverse the same illnesses that these people didn't think were possible to change. We were like, oh, isn't that crazy that you picked that name? And then we found that whole storyline. So whilst there are obviously thousands of healing modalities, juicing, and if you just do your own research on this, you will find countless case studies of people reversing stage 4 certain diseases, things that doctors will tell you are not possible to reverse. Juicing has brought lots of people back. So we just thought that was an interesting aspect of this show, like, oh, we're doing this and then they're doing that. So
The contrast.
we're bringing you a new Green Dream today.
Like dreaming that juicing can make a difference in your lives and the ones that you love, because like Joshua said, the testimonials are there, people on their deathbed being sent home by doctors that they're not going to make it, but finding this alternative way of life where if you just give into it and you believe it, it can really turn things around for you.
Yeah.
So this is the new Green Dream.
What's in it, Catherine?
So
Sell me on it.
we're going to start with cucumbers, actually.
Ooh, cucumbers.
Who loves cucumbers?
Everyone.
Yes, everyone. So when we think about cucumbers, like in cartoons and spa photos, they put cucumbers on the eyes. So when we think about cucumbers, we think about health and wellness and self-care. That's because when you put cucumbers on your eyes, it actually does hydrate your skin and reduce its inflammation. So cucumbers are 98% water. They're very hydrating. That's why they're great in juices, because they make the liquid go further. And because they're so filled with B vitamins and sugars and electrolytes, if you end up drinking too much alcohol or sitting in the sauna for too long or drinking too much coffee and you feel like that headache from dehydration coming along, if you eat a cucumber, drink some cucumber juice, it will replenish your electrolytes and help you feel better. And because it's so hydrating, it helps with digestion, and healthy digestion is the theme of this juice show, so we're going to get that.
And that's where the phrase cool as a cucumber comes from. It's because these can lower blood temperature. So if you're real hot, cucumbers on the eyes, drink the juice, it will help bring that temperature down. So that's where that saying comes from, which I think is real cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
cucumber.
Cucumber.
Oh, so yeah, celery juice is the first juice that me and Joshua actually started juicing together. We started juicing in 2020, and it was this like big fad to do celery juice on an empty stomach. It was supposed to be the ultimate elixir for health, and we were sold. So we got a juicer because everyone was caring about health in 2020, right? So we started juicing the celery regularly and really loved it. But back then we didn't do research into like why it was making us feel better, what was it about it. And so we've got some facts about celery juice now. But have you guys had celery juice before then? Anyone here? Yeah? Great. It was, obviously people have been juicing celery for longer than just from 2020, but
That's the benefits.
so as it's shaped like a bone, it breaks like a bone, it's got the vitamin K in it, that helps support bone health. But the reason why it became so popular was because people have found when they consume celery juice, it was lowering like symptoms of chronic diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, cancer,
Kidney stones.
just anything that's a chronic disease. People were drinking it and they were feeling better, kind of like the thing that we were talking about, the Green Dream, believing that healing is possible through natural foods. And so I'm going to read this from the page because this is just crazy, but The best way to describe what celery does to the body is like, they're really broad. So it gets absorbed into our gastrointestinal tract, right? And then our gut flora actually likes eating celery. So they're like, ooh, this is great. Like the healthy gut flora is like, I love celery. Thank you for giving it to me. And then it helps us control our blood sugar levels throughout the day. And then it gets passed through our liver, which helps us detox, and our kidneys that also help us detox. And then it goes out the body. So each organ that it's interacting with, it hits it differently. It supports it. And that's just fascinating and a miracle in itself that our body knows how to utilize the food fully. Whereas when you think about the processed food or the artificial food, it does nothing for the body. The organs don't know what to do with it, and then it gets stored. So in the contrast of like things that we grow and are natural and are given to us on this earth, our bodies utilize it fully, whereas other things are not. So does that make sense as a concept? Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Next up, we've got green bell pepper.
Yeah.
I'm going to add all of this at the end.
So green bell pepper is really just going to send this green dream color to the moon. This also is very high in vitamin C and vitamin A, which is awesome. It's good for bone growth, lots of different things. They find that bell pepper is just like everything we talk about here, like I'm just nitpicking, but it's just the list is so extensive it makes my head swirl sometimes of what they actually do for the body. Fun fact about bell peppers, whether it's green, orange, red, or yellow, it's all the same species. It just is dependent on when it's picked, which I didn't necessarily know. I just found that out recently.
And they have different health benefits, right, depending on the stage of growth and harvest.
Because if it's orange and red, it has more of the carotenoid and that pigment,
Carotenoid,
and that benefits the eye. So each color of the bell pepper, depending on it being picked, will have different health benefits for it. So technically, this is an unripe pepper. The green pepper is, and I think that's why people usually say that has the strongest flavor and the most like bitter flavor. Whereas when you get the yellows and the oranges and the red,
it's sweeter. Yeah, the red is the sweetest, isn't it? Because it's the furthest, it's the latest pick, isn't it? The red. It's green, orange, red, like traffic lights.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know you knew that.
No, some things.
You know lots of things, honey.
What's up next? Limes. We're going to juggle these limes.
Yes, everyone saw the juggling before.
Oh, it's too easy.
That was one of the first things that Joshua showed me as his skills was juggling.
Really?
It's fascinating because I don't know how to juggle at all.
I've tried and tried. I can't do it.
I can teach
My
you.
mom can do it, my sister can do it.
Can anyone else juggle? No.
Really? I thought that was like everybody could juggle.
No. You're like that kind of man that has like so many random skills.
Just get
and
bored, don't I?
stories. And...
Just
When
get
did you
stuck
learn
in-
juggling then?
Stuck on a YouTube rabbit hole every now and then.
Was
for
that
new
what it
skill.
was?
Probably.
You don't even remember when you learned juggling?
Nah.
So, do limes sink or float?
It's like a plot twist, that, isn't it?
I'm
Do they-
guessing float.
Sink.
Sink.
They do sink.
I just thought float because it would be unusual.
Right. Well, lemons actually float because of their high oxygen level, and limes sink because I guess they don't have as much oxygen in them. So that's fascinating. Limes are really good for digestion, just like all of these things that we're incorporating today. But they're most associated with liver health, and our liver is what detoxes our body. So that's why I said this Green Dreams will help you with detoxification.
Yep.
I think that's plenty of fun. That's great.
Okay, cool. Well,
Oh, and this is another fruit that's high in vitamin C. And I don't want you guys to worry about intaking too much vitamin C today. Whatever your body doesn't feel like it needs, once you, it will just flush it out in your urine. And cucumber is a diuretic. Thank you.
you good.
And it supports urination. So if you get too much vitamin C, what's too much really during this season?
What's too much vitamin C before, friends? Vitamin C.
Is that what you say, vitamin?
Yeah, I've been,
You've been holding your tongue.
what's the word?
See, look at how much water that is. That's crazy.
What should we do? Just do all of that? It's about a cup of that.
Yeah, I would do all of them. See, I just don't think this is big enough for me.
Well, if you got a bigger container.
I don't.
Well, just do it as it is. It's okay. There's a lot of lime in there.
I told you it would be.
It's good though.
I think you could taste a little bit of everything though. That's good. We'll serve that.
Go on, send it. Cups,
If we
cups,
want more,
cups.
we can make more, guys.
Cups, cups, cups.
Can smell the bell pepper.
I think you can get like a little bit of taste of
You can
everything.
bake.
I was saying, as our friend brought up here, you can simplify it. You could just do a whole celery juice, a whole cucumber juice. And when you're doing multiple day fasts or replacing meals, your body actually prefers if you just mono input the vegetable or the fruit in, because it doesn't have to think as much as like, oh, this is celery, I do this with it. So if you have, you don't always have to use the recipes. The recipes are just good for like day to day to keep, if you want to keep things
Just
refreshing when you're juicing day to day. It's fun to experiment with recipes and see what kind of flavors you can get from them. Beautiful winter fruits that we have been offered. So November is supposedly pomegranate month, and so we are incorporating pomegranates today. As they are red and little, they look like blood cells, don't they? So this red and them looking like blood cells, they actually purify the blood. They're a very strong antioxidant, and
Give me the history.
it honestly nourishes every bone and cell in your body. So pomegranates are actually really embedded into religion. So the Quran says that the pomegranate is God's good creation, and is that what the translation was?
Mhm.
And then
The Jewish New Year.
the Jewish New Year says that during the Jewish New Year, Jewish people have pomegranates because supposedly there's 613 on average seeds per pomegranate, which I was like, is that really true? Like, I don't know, that doesn't look like 1,200 seeds in there, but it is. So what was that translation?